You might have friends who are vegetarians and friends who are vegans. However, do you know that they are somewhat different? Watch on so that you will finally know the difference. So, for a start, you might realize that vegetarians are a more common term being used, especially in social settings. Well, here's why. Being a vegetarian is simple. You basically don't eat meat, fish, or seafood. Vegetarians might still eat eggs and or dairy products, and later I'll explain why you don't see eggs or dairy products in vegetarian store nowadays. Anyways, as vegetarians, there are subtypes as well. For example, a lacto-vegetarian can consume dairy products but not eggs, while an ovo-vegetarian will eat eggs but not dairy products. So, why do people choose to be a vegetarian? Religion is one reason, but there are actually many other reasons that people choose to be vegetarian. Some vegetarians avoid meat because they don't want animals to be killed or exploited. Some vegetarians choose this diet to improve their health, but I want to add that if taken the wrong way, it might backfire, which I'll talk about later. Therefore, don't think that people are vegetarians just due to religions. Now, I guess you already know this, but you're asking, what about vegans? Are they just a short form for vegetarians? Well, no. Vegans are just like vegetarians, but they take it one step further. They will consume no animal products at all. They also don't consume animal-related products like eggs, dairy, or even honey. Some vegans will even avoid animal-derived goods too, like leather products. So, as you can see, usually vegans choose this diet to avoid all animal exploitation. While there has been vegans for many years, the word vegan was only coined in 1944, but it went extremely mainstream in 2010s when there were movements about climate change and animal welfare. Commercial entities then jumped on the bandwagon to create many plant-based foods like oat milk or plant-based meat that taste very much like real meat, amplifying the vegan movement. This converted many people to vegans, and yes, this is also why the vegan movement is so widespread among the food industry that I will not be surprised if a garden salad promotes itself as plant-based just to jump on the bandwagon. Which boils down to the question, if there is such a distinct difference between vegetarians and vegans, why are vegetarian stores now selling food that look like it's for vegans? You know, food that are totally free of any animal products. Simple. With vegans getting mainstream attention and more people becoming vegans, vegetarian stores turn to vegan menu instead. Since remember, not all vegetarians are vegans, but all vegans are definitely vegetarians. If you are looking to advertise your business in this channel, we can help you. There are guaranteed views and many big brands have trusted us. Just click on the link in the description. Before I talk about the health aspect, note that there are some diets that look like vegetarian but they are not. For example, there's pescatarian, whereby they eat meat from the sea like seafood or fish but not land animal meat. Then there are fruitarians, who eat just purely fruits. An example of a fruitarian is Steve Jobs. Now, here's the golden question. Are they indeed healthier? Here's the thing, there's no definite answer. It's like asking if cai png can be healthy or not. This is because it depends on what the menu is. If it's packed with highly processed food like bread or plant-based meat or high carb and low fiber food like white rice, then it is very unhealthy of course. However, if it's garden salad mixed with nuts and without any sauce, then it's healthy lah. Therefore, the goal is not whether vegan diet is healthier, it's what is chosen. However, here's the thing, most essential nutrients that we need are indeed in plant-based food. But there's one nutrient which people who eat merely plant-based food must take as a supplement, vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 is found mainly in meat, and we humans need it to keep our nerve and blood cells healthy. So if you have been on a plant-based diet without a doctor's advice, I suggest you speak to a doctor first or get a vitamin B12 supplement, which you can find anywhere and they are rather affordable. And interestingly, eating plant-based food gives us a nutrient that is highly underrated, and this nutrient is primarily found in plant-based food. Watch this and you understand. Also, follow me on Instagram if you have not done so, as we publish exclusive short videos there. Link in description. And if you want to advertise with us, even as a standalone video, do contact us. Thank you for spending almost 4 minutes with me. I really appreciate it and hope you learned something.